You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast
delivering player experience news.
Let's go!
I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I forgot I was hosting in that last second. So what is up, guys, and welcome to Podcast PXN episode 233. I am one of your hosts, the video essayist and video producer at DualShockers, Christian Macias, and I'm joined over Discord by Kentucky's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what. Mama number 5. Anyways, Kentucky's number 1 Spartan, PXN founder, Daniel Prindle, aka Dan is DTM.
Yeah, let's swish some shots here for March Madness.
Swish, swish.
That was certainly a reference. Certainly a reference that was made. The president of the Tifa Lockhart fan club, especially this week, the Nintendo aficionado, an artist extraordinaire, my lover, YouTuber with 2 channels at Roro.
Hello, hello. Yes, Tifa has been on the timeline and on the mind a lot this week, definitely.
Certainly. His PC's broken or something, updating. I don't know what's going on. And yet, he found a way. One half of the Men Engage podcast, Battlefield's Bad Boy, Tarkov Teletubby, my other lover, Gage Dempster. Oh, swag, dude. That was sick. Can you do it again?
No, just once.
Just the one time.
What if I said I was gooning right now? Anyway.
I believe you.
I'm not. Folks, thank you to everyone watching live and participating in the chat. Just as a reminder, we're live each and every Wednesday. Haven't missed a single Wednesday in the 2010 years that the Earth has been alive. At 8 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, I looked at it. You can tell where my mind is today. At 8 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com at Podcast PXN, simultaneously over at twitch.tv/podcastpxn as well. Folks, the topic of the show this week is Video Game March Madness Strikes Back. We did one once. We're doing another one for the next decade. We're doing the 2010s. But first, the show always starts with a quick bite, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Not a lot of appetizers today. I'm going to let you know right now. The meat of the show is the actual, topic of the show. So we're going to skim through a couple of some of the bigger stories that have happened in gaming this week. Starting with some good news. We highlight a lot of bad news on the show because the video game landscape offers us that continuously for the first time. Got some good news coming out of the video game industry. Capcom has announced that it'll be increasing its starting salary in Japan by more than 25%. Existing employees will also get a one-time special payment and an average salary increase of more than 5%. That's big. I like that.
Huge.
I like that. Huge.
Awesome. Love to see it. I'd love to see it more, but I love to see it at least once this week. That's good.
Yes.
We'll take what we can get.
I feel bad. I feel like we should almost artificially talk about this more just because of how the length. It feels like the amount of time we spend talking about bad shit. And when a company does something good, it's so rare that it's like, hey, good job, Capcom. Good job.
Yeah.
Capcom killing it still. They're doing very well. Good decisions, good games, good stuff.
Excellent work. The Capcom Renaissance is well underway.
Oh, I mean, like, it's been underway. And if this wasn't an indication of where the next couple of years are headed for Capcom. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Capcom hopefully blazing a trail for the rest of the industry. And you know what? The rest of the world's economy. Let's get our salaries up because it's tough to it's tough to buy things like milk and eggs. Unfortunately, we do have bad news as well this week. This morning, I woke up to some news from Deadline that Rooster Teeth is being shut down by Warner Brothers Discovery after 21 years. And I know Daniel talked to in our chat about how he was looking forward to Red versus Blue every single week. And I think all 4 of us have a unique history with the content over at Rooster Teeth. So it's very, very sad to see one of the biggest kind of conglomerates close doors.
Yeah.
Right.
End of an era. I definitely remember going over to my cousin's houses when I was a kid, just watching the newest Red versus Blue episode. So yeah, it's sad day for all the people.
Yeah,
that lost their job.
depending on when you got on the Rooster Teeth kind of bandwagon, it's funny because the time period at which I became aware of Red versus Blue specifically, but Rooster Teeth in general, was kind of like before I discovered YouTube, which is kind of crazy with how long they've been around. Because Rooster Teeth was the first thing that I saw where I was like, oh, you can like make a living doing this kind of thing. Like you can like even before the idea of being a YouTuber was really in anybody's head. It was Rooster Teeth where they're kind of like trailblazing the whole turning video game media into something that's more than just, you know, playing video games. It's actually creating media around it. And yeah, it sucks. Like Dan said, it's the end of an era.
Yep.
Real quick, Ro, sorry, I did read that Warner Bros. Discovery will be exploring options for the catalog at Rooster Teeth content, such as Red vs. Blue, Ruby, and Genlock. So hopefully, if they can find a place that will house and continue to make those shows, at least you know they don't have to abandon the audiences that you know love those their respective shows. So hopefully, they can find a place for those.
Yeah, especially Ruby. I think Ruby is one of the most popular animations that have come out from them, and they are on like season 8 of that show right now. And the way season 8 ended, definitely fans expect a season 9. So hopefully, whoever picks it up is able to continue that for sure. Yeah.
And ironically, they announced the final season of Red versus Blue already, but it's not out, obviously, and not done. So that's interesting.
Yep.
Let's highlight some good news, some forthcoming news from this month. In 2 weeks from now, Dragon's Dogma 2 will be releasing. And you know what? Game outlets have played it. There are hands-on previews, and let me tell you what, they are way more than glowing. Comparisons to Elden Ring of all games. People are so enthralled with their time in Dragon's Dogma 2. They can't believe how the game is shaping out to be not just a Game of the Year contender, but one of the best games of this generation. And I know Gage is happy. I shared a link here. I haven't read it, but it's impressions from all kinds of different outlets. Okami13 over on Twitter has like a rundown from all different places. So I don't know if there's any that Gage has read that he wants to highlight or has seen any coverage, but I missed it. All I saw is that there were glowing reviews everywhere from it, and the likes of Gage and my friend Harley are excited.
Yeah, I mean, the first one that I read through and checked out was Jez over at Windows Central. Obviously, he had a hands-on preview. He had about 4 hours played, I think. And then I always like to check in with Andy Robinson over at VGC. VGC, they kind of slowed down a little bit, but there was a while there, I want to say like 2 years ago, where they were kind of like getting every huge scoop and every huge exclusive in like the video games. They were doing a lot of really good journalism. So I check in with VGC pretty regularly. And yeah, both Andy Robinson and Jez Corden, which are two people that I like a lot, have said that the game has absolutely blew them away. And they both went into it with already high expectations. So very good stuff to hear. Christian is soy facing. I'm curious as to what's going on.
Well, I had seen like videos of like the magic and stuff, which like looks impressive in this game. But I was like reading some of the stuff from this Kami rundown, and the day and night system is insane. Night is pitch black without a light source with stronger enemies. What the fuck?
It's funny. Dragon's Dogma, the first one, did something similar. They weren't able to get pitch black, obviously, because technology and HDR wasn't a thing back then. But they buffed enemies, and enemies would spawn more, and you'd have to have your lantern out. Like it's Dragon's Dogma 2. It just kind of seems like they're able to fully execute on a lot of these concepts that they kind of half started in the first one. So yeah, no, that part got me very excited as well. People are saying that they don't even think about fast traveling ever because the world is so dense and so populated and so just handcrafted. It's everything about this game is lining up to be pretty great. And for me, it's a win-win because I have it on my fantasy league and I also just want to play it. So the stars are aligning, baby.
I remember when I tried playing the first one and getting like fighting just like giant creatures and like hopping on their backs and stuff and like stabbing them. You have the stamina like grabbing on, Shadow Colossus style. I saw a video from the preview today. It was like maybe it was a GIF. It was like 5 or 10 seconds, and it was like somebody fighting this giant eagle thing, and like jumping up in the air and using their magic to like teleport themselves like on top of it. And the official account was like teleports behind you, nothing personal. And then like starts like fighting it from a topic. That's just cool to look at. This game visually looked really cool.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, indeed. Let's run over some street meat. I like Dan's intro that he used for this last week. There are 2 items here, 2 little pieces of food for us to gnaw on. The first is, according to Nix's employees, they leaked. The Nix's employee leak. There's a couple of games that are making their way to PC from PlayStation later this year. The first is The Last of Us Part 2. You didn't have God of War. This is Ragnarok on PC Focus. All right, that's definitely intentional.
Now that sounds interesting.
This dude replied to himself and says Ragnarok. Nah, you knew what you were doing. The Demon Souls remake, Gran Turismo 7. Those are all games coming to PC, and of course, Ghost of Tsushima was officially announced today. Is coming to PC in I think 2 months' time. I think it was May. Those are all slated for this year. And apparently, there's more games coming beyond that. Spider-Man 2 is coming in early 2025, with Sony apparently also discussing porting earlier games from the PS4 catalog, such as Infamous Second Son. Kind of wild, but very exciting if the PS4 catalog continues to grow on PC.
Hell yeah. More games on more platforms. That's great.
You say that, Dan. But that brings us into our second rumor here. Apparently, a couple of months ago, there was this dude, this leaker, who said that Ghost of Tsushima will be announced for PC on March 6, 2024. It's since proven, of course, that he was right. Apparently, this dude also leaked that Starfield will be coming to PlayStation 5 in November/December of this year, with even bigger games apparently coming to PS5 in 2025. Whatever that means. You know, probably not Xbox games, but I'm assuming those are like the games like Spider-Man 2 or whatever that, you know, PC Focus was talking about. But apparently, if he was right about this Ghost of Tsushima thing, he could be right about Starfield making its way to PS5 later this year, which would be wild.
I don't think that one's as far off as some people think it is. There's no, like, I was kind of. It was a weird choice to make Starfield exclusive in the first place, in that it's a Bethesda game and there's no tenure there. But I think it's totally possible. I think it's within the realm of possibility for sure.
I want to be clear in saying that I think it would be a good thing for Starfield to be on PS5. However, I don't know if this is going to actually happen. Obviously, we're talking about sources versus sources, but Jez Corden said that.
Thank you. I had that open too.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
No, please. No.
Oh, okay.
I want you to say it.
Oh, okay. Apparently, Jez said, since some people are asking me about the latest round of Starfield rumors, I'll say definitively I have great sourcing that nobody is working on Starfield for PlayStation right now. Nobody knows what the longer-term future holds, but don't expect any of it soon. Which I think also, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Xbox's event that they just had, the podcast event, they specifically said Starfield wasn't coming to PlayStation. So I would find sorry, you go ahead.
Well, now there's semantics talk. Apparently, okay. if that is true, I saw like the verbatim was that it's not like wasn't coming to PlayStation 5 as part of the 4 that were coming.
Oh,
so there's already like discussions about like the semantics of what Phil was saying. Like, is he implying that it's not part of the, like, it could come down the line and he could be like, well, I meant like it wasn't coming as part of the official 4, or is it not coming at all ad infinitum, but at any point in the future.
Right.
But Dan is right. All it's to say is, really, who knows? I could see it either which way now at this point. I really don't know. So right. I'm getting a blanket on my legs. We shall find out. Oh, tell me.
No. It has nothing to do with this, so it's okay.
Who cares? I'm moving on anyway.
I was gonna say you putting the blanket on to prevent you from gooning any further.
No, the blanket is to hide me so that I can goon.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like that better.
that is a wild
Yeah, I shouldn't have
thing
said
to
it.
say
Yeah.
live. Yeah.
Rashan was like, I told you.
I like that. Do you also like the PXN news of the week? We have one item this week. The Xbox partner preview. That happened earlier today, I think this morning. I completely missed it. I was working. I don't know if any of you guys checked it out or heard anyone kind of talking about like the rundown of things announced. If not, the Xbox Wire and us at PXN have got you covered. We're going to look at I think it's the 14 things announced at the Xbox partner preview today, and I'll kind of more rapid fire my way through them. The biggest, of course, Final Fantasy 14 is officially coming to Xbox, getting its full release on March 21st. That is this month. I know there was a beta going on for a little while this year, but now we have the official. Sure, thank you. But now we have the actual release coming sooner, very soon. I don't think we'll play. FF14 is not my kind of game, but still.
No.
Same.
Kunitsugami. Did you? Did you enjoy?
Yeah. It was okay for a little while. Yeah. No, it was the very beginning stuff. Like I forget what the first expansion is called. Shadow something. Yeah. It was cool.
I will say I was tuning in and out for this, and when I first saw that it looked like Final Fantasy, I was like, oh, maybe this is 16, and then I can say, gotcha, Christian, but no chance. But
remember when I shared this thinking it was 16?
Yeah.
And I was like, no way. And anyway. We got a second look from a Capcom game announced a couple of months ago. This is Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. It's coming to Game Pass at some point in 2024. This is one of those that I'm excited for, knowing very little about it. Like I know it's a character action game from Capcom, which at the very least will probably be pretty good. And it looks unique and kind of a game that's up my radar. And with Game Pass, I can try it out later this year. Got a new game revealed, The Sinking City 2. The Sinking City 2. Oh, it's not called Rise from the Deep. It's just The Sinking City 2, period. That's the name of the game. We got a trailer showing the iconic Lovecraftian city of Arkham, not to be confused with the Arkham from the Batman universe, and a very unpleasant sights within. This is a long-awaited sequel from Frogwares, and it's evolving into a full-on horror game. I have never even heard of The Sinking City. My apologies to the Sinking City fans.
I also have not heard of it.
Me either. Sorry.
I think I played exactly 40 minutes of this game. And I don't have anything to say on it. I didn't play enough of it.
Persona fans, P3 Reload is getting an expansion pass, and that was announced at the partner preview. You're going to get some additional features such as new costumes, new background music, extended story content with episode Aegis, the answer, available in the expansion pass. Be excited.
Be excited. Now we're talking. I'm excited.
This was leaked like yesterday or 2 days ago at max, and then today confirmed. Stalker Legends of the Zone trilogy is available right now today on Xbox, which I think is really cool because I'm really excited for is it Stalker 2?
Yeah.
It's Stalker 2?
Yep.
That's later this year, I think. I want to play it. And I think Shadow of Chernobyl, I know, is good. I don't know if Clear Sky or Call of Pripyat, either one of those is good. But still, 3 Stalker games available today. That's sick.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know there was 3 of them. Because I'm like, Stalker 2's coming out this fall. But there's 3 games.
Right.
All right.
Right.
I think 1 is a prequel. I think that's... Yeah.
Stalker 2 is Stalker 4, actually. Bandai Namco and Reflector Entertainment reintroduce us to the world of Unknown 9 with new gameplay. And Unknown 9 is still pretty unknown to me because reintroduced. I don't remember this game. Just watching this trailer.
I'll be honest, when I saw it, I thought it was Assassin's Creed. I'm like, oh, it's Assassin's Creed. And then she started doing some crazy wizardry stuff. And I'm like, okay, it's not Assassin's Creed.
Looks a little similar. An EA original from Surgent Studios. Abu Bakar Salim. Sorry, that he narrates an in-depth gameplay trailer for Tales of Kenzera Zhao.
Yes.
It's like a 2D Metroidvania game.
The Ori, yes, this is like the Ori-like game. It looks really cool. Very excited.
We do enjoy our Metroidvanias. Let's see if this one fares better than apparently the disappointing Prince of Persia game. Sales-wise, at least, disappointing. Critically, it did all right. Did well. Rocket Ride Games and Universal Products and Experiences revealed Griefville Survive the Nightmare for Roblox during today's Xbox partner preview. And it describes itself as a chilling interactive experience, and it's inspired by the beloved classic horror films of the 80s and 90s with horror movie icon Chucky at the center of it all. Let's all download Roblox. Let's not.
Like, isn't Roblox for kids and you're putting Chucky in there?
It's definitely not just for kids.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Yeah,
They're thinking about
I
doing a
enjoyed my
dating
time.
similar down there.
Oh,
Like
wow.
actual dating for adults. Like it's not a game, like actual dating. It's like, what is
Don't they have like job interviews there? There was like one company that was like
Wow.
wanting to do job interviews in Roblox.
Was it Roblox?
That's crazy. No, dumbass. Come on.
That would be ridiculous. Yeah, that's my bad.
Inverge Studios revealed their newest title, Creatures of Ava, where you'll learn to understand and tame the creatures of the planet Ava and let them lead you through a variety of ecosystems, all in the hopes of saving the planet from a life-consuming infection. Very, very beautiful art style, this one.
Agreed. There was a time where I would be all about this, but I'm not feeling it for some reason. But I do like the art.
The question is, can we save our planet from creatures? They're called
That's
humans.
true.
From capitalism. Hey man, you want a game all about action? Here's Monster Jam Showdown. You know, we do a Monster Jam thing. You can control a monster truck in a Monster Jam, and you can also race monster trucks. What more is there to say? Awesome.
That's what it says on the back of the box.
It's mostly just blank space. There's just like a couple lines. Hey man, what more do you want?
Hey man. 11-Bit Studios shared a deeper look at its upcoming emotional sci-fi game that features a unique blend of adventure, survival, and base building elements. As John Dolsky, you'll play as a simple worker who creates alternative versions of himself in a desperate attempt to escape from a planet where even sun rays can prove deadly. Look for The Alters to come to Game Pass at some point. You had me up until base building, to be honest.
Dude, the zoomed out view, it looks like Fallout Shelter. Like, it has like levels like Fallout Shelter, like on
I know
top
what
of
you
each
mean.
other.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. That was the mobile game one, right?
Yeah.
I played that for a little while. I tried it out.
It was fun.
It was all right. Here we go. Based on the Dungeon and Fighter universe, the first Berserker, Kazan, focuses on the betrayed hero Kazan, who is seeking revenge against those who orchestrated his downfall. Got a gameplay video for that.
This one looks sick to me. I think we've seen this at Game Awards or something before.
Can't be.
No.
Can't be.
I swear I've seen this before. I don't know where it was though. But
This has
I
to be a
think
reveal. There's no way.
Really?
Nah, I'm joking.
Oh,
They gave us a deeper look. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, am I crazy? Okay, yeah. Looks cool though. I like it.
Yeah. I love to gaslight Ro. 11-Bit Studios, again, another game, showed off more of its upcoming city survival game set 30 years after an apocalyptic blizzard ravaged Earth, transforming our world into a harsh, icy wasteland. This is Frostpunk 2, coming to Game Pass and Windows on July 24th, 2024.
I believe I have that one on my fantasy critic. So
No, you don't. Do you?
I think so.
That's the game you like spent like $15 for or whatever?
No, you're thinking of Dan and No Rest for the Wicked.
Thank you. Yeah, I am thinking. Yeah. Sorry, a lot of riffraff. Not unlike Riffraff Games revealing their upcoming title, Sleight of Hand, with an amazing cinematic trailer. It's an upcoming third-person stealth game with espionage action.
Incredible.
All right. Let me give you a quick fantasy draft check-in. I'm making sure nobody... I have to log in. I'm going to check real quick to see if anybody has done any updates. I don't think there's any league history. Last time I checked for this week, don't think there was. The answer is no. Wait, no, I'm sorry.
There is.
2 items. Daniel counterpicked 2 flipping games. The first is he counterpicked none other than Gage's Hades 2 with a bid of $5.
Because it's not coming out. It's not coming
Right,
out.
okay, I was gonna say, you're right. You can counterpick based on whether or not it's releasing. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Now I hope it releases.
And
he also counterpicked, I think, a second one of Gage's.
Yep.
Of course he did. Of course.
Which is South of Midnight, which I think that's kind of a risky one.
I don't think it's coming out this year. I think it would have already been announced to be coming this year if it's coming this year at this point.
Yeah, you might be right. I picked that because there was a rumor mill, I think, at the time when we were going through our games.
Yes.
That the person had leaked something else that was correct, and they had said that they had heard South of Midnight was coming out or something. So yeah, Dan could be right on that one. I don't know. I'm holding out hope.
I don't remember if last week we went over Ro's new points. I'll just go over the 3 again. He had Penny's Big Breakaway. I don't think that one had points last week yet. He received 78 on OpenCritic, so he got 8 points. Just a reminder, he also had Pacific Drive. That gave him 9 points, 79 on OpenCritic. And of course, we have to remind audiences that he also had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on his card. 93 OpenCritic, which nets him 27 points. Rose still in first with 81. 81. He is at like half already of the points, total points that Dan had last year.
That's insane.
Oh boy. Please no negatives.
As a friendly reminder, the winner of this year's PXN Fantasy Draft gets a custom controller, and the loser of this year's PXN has to eat 10 hot wings on camera.
Now, Ro, don't forget to bid on Destiny 2, The Final Shape.
Oh god, no.
It's tradition.
Get on that, Ro. Go ahead, get on that.
It's tradition.
No.
You have to.
No, it is tradition. But traditions can be broken. Just like Destiny broke my heart.
And now you're breaking Destiny's heart.
Exactly. They did add skateboards though, so if they want me to come back, they're doing something.
Is that enough? I don't think so.
It's not.
That's
Definitely not.
All right. Daniel, are we doing this segment or are we going into the next one?
I'll defer to Gage. Do you want to...
Episode the Halo 5. Thing.
Episode 5, we're right back to being boring again. I did not like episode 5. I thought it dragged. Uninteresting plot line. I didn't do much for me. The end, like the last 4 minutes.
Yeah,
but the same with episode 3, right? The last few minutes were really cool, but yeah.
In that case, let's find out what we've been up to this past week. Daniel, what you got for me this week?
I got nothing, Christian. I'm such a piece of shit gamer. I played Halo Infinite and that's it. I'm just such a piece of shit. No, wait, I played Helldivers, didn't I? I played Helldivers. Every week I forget when I play Helldivers.
I did not go over or write down the Helldivers 2 update from this week because it's fucking insane.
You did forget that, yeah. Well, pull that up while I'm talking about Helldivers. Helldivers, it's, still a lot of fun. Still dropping in, killing some bugs,
right?
And still wanting to shoot myself when we drop into a match with the automatons.
That's the easiest way out of that world is just to end it before it even starts.
Pretty much.
Because you're going in with Guy who throws stratagems at your feet, aren't you?
I mean, yeah. Pretty much it. Yeah, great game thus far, though. I'm very much enjoying that game still, and I'm excited about the updates that you shared with us. That looks very very good.
let me tell you what those updates are real quick, because of course I've also been playing a lot of Helldivers. More than that in a minute. But mechs are officially confirmed. There's a lot of hearsay about. Oh, by the way, Joel, the DM for Helldivers, has been randomly dropping mechs and the armored car into random players' lobbies. And by the way, the car you have to manually shift to drive the thing on that planet.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
That's
for
so
the
in
mechs.
line with the stuff that they do. That's such a cool design choice.
So mechs are officially coming soon, but in today's update, the major update is that planetary hazards are now active across all planets, and these can range anything from a fire tornado to a meteor shower and many more. Those are the only two that I'm aware of, but of course there could be plenty more that we have no idea about. And I've seen the meteor shower in action, and it looks very scary. I don't want to be out in the wild when that hits. They also, a lot of updates to weapons. The railgun is no longer extremely OP. They decreased armor penetration in safe mode. So if you take it off safe mode, hopefully that's still pretty strong. And the flamethrower can take down chargers like fucking nothing, because they increased the DPS on it by 50%. Weehee.
Dan, also
Yep.
what you got from it? You finished Arcane.
No, I didn't. I did watch episode 5 literally right before the podcast, though, because I'm such a piece of shit. And
That's correct.
yeah,
I wasn't going to agree with you at first,
but I did watch episode 5 right before the pod, and that was a good episode. And Imagine Dragons song came on about 4 times throughout the episode, and I was like, hell yeah, singing every time.
That's four times too many.
I searched it up, and I think the episode is literally called 4 times. Yeah, Who Wants to Be My Enemy? I think that's literally the name of the episode.
it is. Yeah.
So it's like 5 times technically.
Everybody wants to be my...
Jesus.
Bro, what have you been playing? Please say the thing.
I was gonna say Persona, but what should I say?
Oh,
you wanted me to say what Dan said at the beginning?
no,
Nothing.
never mind. Never mind.
I didn't play that much, so nothing this week. Nothing of substance.
I got a Helldivers video up on Dual Shockers. The video, I think, is probably the best I've done for the channel. It's cool. Check it out. Of course, I've also been playing more Helldivers 2. I have completed that game. And by completed, I mean I've completed every single mission difficulty. Level 9 was a piece of cake. Helldive difficulty was fucking cake. We did it with 3 of us. And one of us was drunk. It was
No excuses.
It was smooth, dude. It was fucking smooth. So I don't know what you guys are doing, but you guys are doing it wrong. We were fucking efficient. I'll be back though for more. But yeah, I can't get enough of that game.
Level 9 on Automaton Worlds, level 9?
Terminids, which can be we had 4 bile titans at us at one time when we have to extract humans or civilians. I mean, we still did it fucking smooth.
So I've been on these missions with Christian. I want you guys to know when he's sitting here saying it's smooth, it's easy. I have not completed a mission with Christian where we haven't run out of lives. It comes down to the wire every time.
Hold on.
And then as soon as we get back to this ship, this guy just sits there and goes, "Huh, that was a cakewalk, huh?"
Hold on.
I'm wiping the sweat off my forehead. This guy's like, "That was pretty easy."
Gage is referring to the time we played with a random and Guy. That's the one time.
Might as well be 2 randoms at that point.
Damn.
So when it's my crew, it's fucking smooth. I'm also 15 hours into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth 2, and I didn't like Remake all that much. I didn't care for Remake all that much. I am loving Rebirth, so much so that I'm doing a video on it, because I think there's a lot to say. It's pretty fucking neat. I am enjoying it. Tifa and Aerith? Who will you decide? Who will you date? I don't know.
Save room 06.
How come? Why can't it be a Tristan Yennefer situation?
That one's also good, man. Ah. The love triangle is so fun. So neat. Anyway. Let's get into our topic of the show. Today's topic of the show is our video game. What?
I know.
Gage? Gage?
No, he didn't.
Oh, hey, man, what's up, Gage? Please, what do you got for us?
You're so lucky. I have nothing.
Yeah,
What is I? The Helldivers and Halo Infinite with Dan is pretty much is all I've been playing. But we got more on the horizon. PC is the reason that I'm here in my new set with this exposed wiring and all this fun stuff is because the PC is being upgraded. So I think we're gonna get some Enshrouded in the future. Christian, we should get on that this weekend. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm down.
Wait, you know what else we need to play? Wait, I don't. Never mind. I can't talk about that game. That game that we can't talk about, we still haven't played.
Yes, we should.
Forgetting to play? Yes, this
weekend.
Let's
we
do
should.
It.
Yep. Let's get into our topic of the show. This is Video Game March Madness Strikes Back. We're going at a single elimination tournament yet again with the video games released in the 2010s. There are 46 games chosen on this bracket. Dan, I think maybe is going to pull it up for you. And the way I did this is I pulled up the Metacritic games from each respective year, and I compiled them into a giant Google spreadsheet, ranging from obviously the best scoring games. My cutoff was games at the 90 score. And then what I did was sort them according from best to worst. And then the games that obviously share a Metacritic score, I then alphabetized, and I seeded them that way. So I'm going to run through the games that made the cutoff in reverse seed order. So starting with 46 and ending at number 1. We have Super Mario 3D World, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Nier Automata, Dead Space 2, Bayonetta, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Overwatch, Little Big Planet 2, Kentucky Route Zero, Halo Reach, Daniel, Gears of War 3, Disco Elysium, Bayonetta 2, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Undertale, Uncharted 3, Rayman Legends, Journey, God of War 3, Forza Horizon 4, Fire Emblem Awakening, Celeste, Bloodborne, Uncharted 4, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Skyward Sword, Rock Band 3, Persona 5, Persona 4 Golden, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, Mass Effect 3, Inside, Hades, God of War 2018, BioShock Infinite, Arkham Asylum, and the top 10, Red Dead Redemption, Portal 2, Mass Effect 2, The Last of Us, Skyrim, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, and The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. My rules are, we have 30 seconds per player in round 1 of the tournament to talk about their game that they want to vote for and give us their vote. In each next round, we'll have 30 seconds added. So in round 2 of the tournament, we'll each have 1 minute. In round 3, it's a minute and a half. Just to keep us on pace and keep the game moving at a reasonable rate. Tiebreakers. We're going to add 2 D20s per game. So if Daniel and Gage are voting for one game and me and Ro are voting for another, Daniel gets his roll, Gage gets his roll, we'll add those, and me and Ro have to roll higher. The game that gets a higher number will be the one that goes further in the round. I have a wild card also included in this. I'm going to roll 1d20 at the start of the game. The number I get starts a timer at that respected number. When the timer ends, the current round will go straight to voting. If it's a tie, we begin with a tiebreaker rule. If a game is winning if a game wins the vote, then we'll go to the wild card dice. We'll do 2 D20s. It'll be us versus them. So we have 2 D20s for the PXN vote and 2 D20s for the wild card underdog game.
Exciting.
confusing, but don't worry, I'll keep us on
I
track.
feel like I'm at the DMV right now. I'm just like, can I just give me my ticket number and I'll sit down, and then if you call my name, I'll.
You got to make it interesting. There's always a wild card. Sometimes the underdog has to win. And then if Gage has to leave, then I'm introducing the Joker card, which is just Gage. If Gage has to leave, a D10 will be rolled. That begins the same kind of timer according to the number rolled. At the end of that timer, the current round will get an additional vote added to the game chosen by Gage that he gave me in the DMs about an hour ago from his initial vote. Gage looks confused. Don't worry about it. It's extra little spice. Extra little spice. Anyway. Daniel.
Yo.
Can you tell us what round 1 is?
Can I tell you what round 1 is? The games?
Then I will tell you.
Okay. Yeah.
Round 1. Undertale versus The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Daniel, 30 seconds.
Definitely The Witcher 3. And I have no reason to say why, because I've only played like 4 or 5 hours of The Witcher 3, and that's a franchise that I've played like 4 or 5 hours of every single game, and then I'm like, fuck, I just gave up on it. And so, yeah, that's why I'm voting for it, because I've never played Undertale.
You don't have to do the full 30.
You don't have to fill out the 30 seconds.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm assuming The Witcher.
Witcher 3, baby, because I completed it and it's fantastic and one of the greatest video game experiences of all time. But I'll never play it again because it's a lot.
The Witcher 3 is my first sort of giant RPG, and I think it's one of the games that still sets the bar for what RPGs should be. My vote is also The Witcher 3.
Yes. I agree with you guys. It's a game that I can't personally get into, but between these two, I think it would be crazy for me to choose Undertale despite me liking it, and its impact on its like the indie scene I think is really impressive, and what it did for that creator. But The Witcher 3 definitely I think is more of a polished game, or what it did for the gaming industry I think is more important. That one. I choose Witcher 3 as well.
Unanimous. The Witcher 3 moves on to round 2 and will face Breath of the Wild in the subsequent round. Absolutely. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Our next round, Celeste versus Overwatch. Daniel, you've got 30 seconds.
So I've never played Celeste, so I can't really campaign for it. So I'm going to say Overwatch. I mean, that game kind of changed the multiplayer arena hero shooter genre, so and kind of set the standard. So I'm going to say Overwatch.
Gage?
I also have not played Celeste. I've heard very good things about it, and I know it's one of the more popular indies and kind of has a cult following. But I think that regardless of that, Overwatch is a pretty deserving win. It's definitely lost a lot of its steam. But as Daniel said, when that game came out, like I remember the beta era of that game and playing it and being like, wow, this is unlike anything I've played before. It did a lot for the MOBA genre, and it is got great character design, great lore, and I think just from that initial launch of Overwatch, it deserves its credit. So I'm gonna go for Overwatch.
You got 10 extra seconds there, you bitch. Full out though. My vote's Celeste. I think this is like the original Games for Impact game that should have probably had an award of that, but I mean, just it was way too early before that even had that category at the Game Awards. What that game says with the character Celeste that I don't want to spoil with the narrative is fucking incredible. Let alone the gameplay, just absolutely nail-biting gameplay from start to finish.
1000%. This one's hard for me. I like both games a lot, at least the OG Overwatch, but I have to agree with what Christian said and choose Celeste. So I guess this is our first tiebreaker.
Already the first tiebreaker. Daniel, I have my D20 open. Please remember your number. I am rolling your D20.
Okay.
6.
6. Okay. 6.
Ro, I'm doing yours.
Okay.
Your D20 is 14.
Oh.
Very high. Okay. So Gage, your D20 15. So, Overwatch has a total of 21 points to Celeste 14. I have to roll mine. I have to roll higher than a 6.
Right.
And I rolled a 16.
Wow.
Celeste moves on to round 2 to face Mass Effect 2.
Oh boy. Not again. Not another oh boy.
All right, man. This is going to be really depressing, but we got to move on to Bloodborne versus Resident Evil 2 Remake. Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, this is a no-brainer for me. This is a shoo-in. Resident Evil 2 Remake is one of the best remakes of this past generation, and phenomenal. It took the base of Resident Evil 2 and just made it a far better game. Bloodborne is a From Software game, and that should be enough said right there.
So his vote is Bloodborne.
No, my vote is for Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Spicy Dan today.
Gage?
I'm gonna expand on what Dan said. Resident Evil 2 Remake is one of the greatest remakes of all time, not just of this generation. It's just one of the greatest remakes of all time. If you were to put on a whiteboard, what makes a good remake? How should game developers do a remake? It should just be Resident Evil 2 Remake written on the board. That's it. It's fantastic, and it's my vote for sure.
Resident Evil 2 Remake may be one of the best remakes of all time, but Bloodborne is one of the best games of all time. No more said. I also think RE2 Remake is one of the best games of all time as well, but if I'm ranking them, Bloodborne would be higher. Ro?
Yep. I have played a little bit of Bloodborne, and I haven't played Resident Evil 2, but I do agree with what Dan and Gage were saying. Unfortunately for you, Christian, I guess. But yeah, I feel like this is like I guess Monster Hunter World was what started the Capcom Renaissance that we were talking about earlier, but I feel like this also helped that train continuing after that. So yeah, I think Resident Evil 2 deserves it.
From soft with an emphasis on soft, am I right?
Uh-oh.
RE2 Remake moves on to face Portal 2 in round 2.
Bloodborne. Sorry.
Number 4, Journey versus Gears of War 3. Daniel.
Journey versus Gears of War 3. Oh man, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. Here we go. Gears of War 3 is quite possibly the best Gears of War game, and that story, the end of the trilogy, it had a perfect ending to it. I thought that game was fantastic narratively. A lot of people like Gears 2 better. I disagree completely. I think Gears 3 is a far better game narratively. Horde mode that they introduced, which was fucking revolutionary for the time. Let's not forget that didn't exist back then. And the multiplayer was fantastic. So Gears of War 3. Yes.
What you got for me, Gage?
I'm gonna totally. Christian thinks he knows how this round's gonna play out. I'm gonna throw a curveball in there. I'm gonna pick Journey, and that's it.
Wow.
And that's it.
Yeah, my vote is also
Impactful
Journey.
game.
No game. People are still years later trying to reach the emotional high that Journey did, and they've yet to reach it. It's what a special game. My vote's Journey.
I agree. Journey.
Let's
Journey
go.
to D's nuts, Dan.
Oh man.
Journey moves on to face Super Mario Galaxy 2 in round 2. And I'll give Dan some time to finish typing. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No.
I rushed you.
You're fine. I was keeping up, and then I accidentally realized I was duplicating reference, and I was changing all of the names to the same name, so I had to go back and fix that. So
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
In the 5th round of round 1, we've got Game 5 of round 1. Rock Band 3 versus Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Yet again, I'll be disappointed by Daniel.
Yeah, so I mean, just to follow up with my statement from earlier, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is a From Soft game, so I mean that makes this one an easy one. Rock Band 3. No, but in all seriousness, Rock Band 3, fucking legendary support that they've given. Wait, that's Rock Band 4. Completely forget what I just said. Rock Band 3 was a great band in the box game. No, you know what? Fuck it. I don't have to vote for the one that I want to win. Sekiro. There's the vote.
No, it's not. It's Rock Band. We know it's Rock Band.
No, I voted for Sekiro. Seriously. If it
That's
was
his
Rock
vote.
Band 4, I would have said Rock Band 4.
Gage, talk to me.
Oh fuck! I'll vote for Sekiro as well. Why not?
What
We'll just
the
make a full sweep.
I don't think Rock Band 3 is the best Rock Band game. I think I like 2 more. I'm just weird in that way. But yeah, my vote's Sekiro. What a perfect game. What a near perfect game.
How did you choose 3 versus... Oh, fuck. Never mind.
Metacritic. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I also agree with you guys. Sekiro died twice between these two. I didn't play Rock Band 3, but I feel am I saying it wrong? Sekiro?
Sekiro died twice.
Sekiro died.
Fucking
Just a shadow.
Die a shit ton.
Yeah, I think if it was Guitar Hero or something, I don't think I think I would choose that for like the impacts it had, but I think Sekiro for me.
And yet we will all be playing Rock Band together
That's true.
at episode 250, inshallah.
We will.
Sekiro moves on to face God of War 2018 in round 2. Next round, we have God of War 3 versus Halo Reach. Special game, this one. Daniel.
Enough said. Enough
You haven't
said.
said anything yet.
I've heard the words Halo. You know where my vote falls. It is with Halo Reach. Enough said. No, I only played a tiny bit of God of War 3, so I don't have a ton of impressions from that game, but personally, it didn't grab me as much as like the 2018 remake and Ragnarok have. And Halo Reach is a fantastic complete package. Campaign, multiplayer, Forge, which was elevated tremendously, theater, complete package, Bungie's swan song to Halo. Love it. Halo Reach.
Gage, talk to me.
Very similar to Dan. I played a little bit of God of War 3. Was not a huge fan of the button mash, kind of just kill countless amount of enemies until you're done. Didn't catch me. Halo Reach is not only a fantastic, like Dan said, a swan song for what Bungie did, but a lot of cool things in video games like cinematics and camera work in video games that games like The Last of Us get credit for. Bungie had them beat by quite a few years. The cinematics in Halo Reach are fantastic. The ambiance, the visuals, everything. Halo Reach, hands down, one of my favorite Halo games.
Now, I haven't played Halo Reach. I've played the 1 through 3, but I haven't played Reach. But I know that I should play Reach. It's one that I wish I will get to soon with the lads, hopefully. But I fell in love with the God of War series because of God of War 3, so much so that I went back and played 1 and 2 after 3. So my vote is God of War. Sorry. I haven't played Halo Reach. I'm sorry.
As someone who has played neither, well, I've played Halo Reach, like the multiplayer stuff, not the campaign, Dan. No, just like Halo Reach, like at friends' houses back in the day. So I would have to choose that one because it's like what I've heard the most about, and I guess played the most as well. But I feel like people talk about Halo Reach more than they do God of War 3. I don't know if that's true. Is that true? I feel like it is. But yeah, I'll go with
It's your
Halo
own personal experience, Rashan. It's true to you. That's what matters.
It's my truth.
Yes.
Halo Reach wins this game to move on and will be losing to Super Mario Odyssey.
We'll see, Christian. We'll see.
No, it will.
No, we'll see.
Sure.
We don't know what Gage's pick's going to be.
God damn it.
In Game 7 of Round 1, we have Skyward Sword against Nier Automata. Has Dan played either? Let's find out.
So, as I've shared numerous times on this podcast, I've only actually played 3 Zelda, well, now 4 Zelda games. Ocarina, Majora's Mask, Tears of the Kingdom, and Breath of the Wild. So, no, I have not played either of these games. However, I'm going to say Skyward Sword. Because Miyamoto.
Because why not? Yeah.
My conscience tells me to abstain when I haven't voted for either. But if we're just doing a Hail Mary, fuck it, then I'll also go with Skyward Sword.
Oh, you guys are nuts. I don't think Skyward Sword is nearly like. It's fine, but it's nowhere near the best Zelda game. Nier Automata is one of the best games of all time. Nier Automata, done. My vote sealed.
I was going to say literally the exact same thing Christian said. Nier Automata is some people's favorite games ever, and Skyward Sword isn't anybody's favorite Zelda game. And I don't think.
And Skyward Sword's about to win because of this dice roll.
Well,
watch this.
Wait. I'll be the tiebreaker, and I'll change my vote.
It's too late.
Well, it doesn't matter
You can't
because
be a tiebreaker. You've created the tie, Dan. You got to sit in the bed that you made.
It does not matter. The wild card timer literally went off, so it would go to wild card. It would go to the tiebreaker regardless.
Oh wow.
So let us do the dang thing. I'm rolling a d20.
Did Dan and Gage forget about 2B? Must have.
How could you? Or A2 or 9S?
Yeah, any of them.
Or H2 or 4-3.
H3.
Yeah.
Daniel,
What?
Skyward Sword has given you a 19-point lead. Ro, we will now be rolling for you.
Wow, 19. That's gonna be hard to beat.
17.
Oh.
So currently, yeah, okay. So we're gonna go back to Gage. So let's see what Skyward Sword's second roll is. A 1.
Wow.
Skyward Sword sits at 20. Ro, we need at least a 4.
Where's my sus button at? Sus.
Right.
Automata gets a 6 from me.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Nier
I'm gonna see who's
Automata
rolling these dice.
wins. Google. It's Google. You bitch. Nier Automata moves on to face BioShock Infinite in round 2.
Oh. Hmm.
Oh,
Sorry.
In game 8, Uncharted 3 goes against Bayonetta 2. Let's begin.
I mean, do we even need to begin? Uncharted 3. That's a no-brainer, gents. Like, I mean, come on. Wraps up, well, I guess it doesn't wrap it up, but Uncharted 3 is very close to Uncharted 2 in terms of one of the best Uncharted games in my eyes. And Uncharted 2 is still better, but Uncharted 3 is a fantastic game. I love that game. It gives me a lot of Tomb Raider vibes, especially at the end, like the crazy shit that happens in that story. But yeah, Uncharted 3.
Gage.
Bayonetta.
Oh my god.
This guy
Because
just
of the
fucking just
outfit.
going. Hey!
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think Bayonetta 2 is the best Bayonetta game. I think 1 is still the best. And I love 3. I think 3 is the better game.
I think Uncharted 3 should win. I also like Bayonetta. I would maybe have a harder time if it was 1 in this bracket, but I still think I would have chosen.
Was it not 1?
It was 2.
Bayonetta 1 is in this bracket later in round
this-
1.
I thought
a
okay,
seed, I
thought
guess,
that was
is what
this
it's
one.
called. Yeah, I'm going to choose Uncharted 3 though. Really great game.
Uncharted 3 moves on to face GTA 5.
Oof.
Ooh, I like that.
Fire Emblem Awakening against Little Big Planet 2. I have the least things to say about this round.
Man, yeah, I'm with you on that, Christian. I've played Little Big Planet 2. Have not played Fire Emblem. Not a huge Fire Emblem guy, so I gotta say Little Big Planet 2, just because, you know, what Media Molecule created, pretty crazy, pretty cool UGC stuff. Yeah.
Gage.
Yeah, for the UGC aspect alone, I'm gonna go with Little Big Planet 2 as well. I have not played Fire Emblem Awakening. I used to play the Fire Emblem games way back in the GameCube era, but yeah, like I'm somebody who loves like what Bungie and 343 does with things like Forge. I love player-made content. I love that kind of stuff. So Media Molecule deserves all the props for that. And Little Big Planet 2 is definitely the start of their path down that way. So yeah, Little Big Planet 2 for me for sure.
My vote is also Little Big Planet. I have not played Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem Awakening is really good. I think 3DS game. It's kind of the start of what Fire Emblem is now. Before the GameCube and all of the more classic games. Really good game, but I have to go with Little Big Planet 2 as well for this one. So another sweep.
Yeah, LBP2 goes up against The Last of Us in round 2.
Jesus Christ.
In game 10 of round 1, Uncharted 4 going up against the likes of Bayonetta 1.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ro. I'm sorry to do this to you, but it's got to be Uncharted 4 for me. I thought that they wrapped up the story of Nathan Drake very well. I enjoyed the additions with Nathan's brother being added. I think that the game was absolutely gorgeous for the time, and like insane, the wizards at Naughty Dog. So yeah, I'm gonna say Uncharted 4.
I will also be saying Uncharted 4. I played a few hours of it. Pretty impressive stuff, similar to what Dan said, the wizardry at Naughty Dog, and how are you getting this to run on a PS4? I'm not quite sure, but impressive stuff. Wasn't quite enough to hook me. Not as big into Uncharted as I am for The Last of Us, but still quite an impressive showing, and I know a lot of people really love not only the story, but also the multiplayer aspect of Uncharted, which is fun. I definitely want to jump into that at some point. So Uncharted 4 it is.
I really like Bayonetta, but I love Uncharted 4. It's my favorite Uncharted game. I think that story is fucking awesome.
Wow.
Sorry. My vote's Uncharted 4.
Yep. You said sorry, Ro, but I'm choosing Uncharted 4 as well. I love the first Bayonetta 2. I think I had more fun playing Bayonetta than I did Uncharted 4, but Uncharted 4 is like I agree with Christian said, the story's so good. I think I cried at one point playing that game. It was like when I had like been binging the Uncharted game, so it was all really fresh. So yeah, that game's awesome. Uncharted 4 for me too.
Going up against RDR 1 in round 2. Uncharted 4.
Ooh,
That'll be a tough one.
that'll be interesting.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I did it right. Yeah. Rayman Legends and Disco Elysium face off in game 11.
Oh man. Fuck. Well, I haven't played Disco Elysium, but Rayman Legends, I absolutely loved this game, and it was literally my first Rayman game that I ever played. Like, I literally had no experience with the franchise. I think it was on sale at one point, and I picked it up, and I was like, holy shit, this is a really good platformer. So, Ubisoft cranked on that game. I'm going to say Rayman Legends.
I also choose Rayman Legends because I haven't played the other one.
What the fuck? Where's that coming from?
I'm just preparing myself for having to leave. But yes, Rayman Legend is my pick.
I really like Rayman Legends, but I think Disco Elysium's writing is a testament to what writing in video games can be, up there with like the likes of like Citizen Sleeper. That writing in that game is truly special, and it is a shame what they've done to that company and just turn one of the a game from a studio. One of the best games of all time from a studio and just ripped it all apart. I can't believe what they did to that studio. But my vote is Disco Elysium.
I'm picking Rayman Legends. Picking Rayman Legends for this one.
Whatever you pick, Ro, whatever game we decide, it's going up against RDR2 in the next round.
This doesn't really matter. It's what he's trying to say.
So true.
Rayman Legends moves on to face RDR2.
Good luck.
Game 12, Persona 5 versus Super Mario 3D World. Daniel.
I'm going to say Super Mario 3D World. I'm sorry. I apologize. I have never played any Persona games. I can't really speak to it at all. So, but what I can say is Super Mario 3D World is a very fun game. I played it on the Switch. Obviously, I didn't play it on Wii U, which is where it came out originally. But I had a ton of fun with that game when I finally was able to play it. So I'm gonna say Mario 3D World.
If Gage is not here, then I will go, and I will vote for Persona 5 for it being the first Persona game to really... my first Persona game ever, and it hooked me, even though despite me not beating it, I think the 20 hours I sunk into it were like some of the best in terms of like RPG and like relationship simulator type stuff in games and time management. I think is fucking incredible. I don't think 3D World is the best 3D Mario game, even with like Bowser's Fury. It's still not being the best 3D Mario game. So I would pick Persona 5.
This one's tough. This was tough for me. I love both games, but I think I have to go with Persona 5 as well. I did play Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U, and I played it again on the Switch because I really love it. But Persona 5 was incredible. I love the story, love the characters, love the themes, and the gameplay is super fun. So Persona 5 for me.
Super rare.
Now it comes down to Gage. Gage?
I pick Mario.
Wow. So another
All right,
tiebreaker.
all right. Not tiebreaker. Here we go.
Mario.
Daniel's Mario gets a 15 dice roll
Allegedly.
versus Rose 6.
Oh.
Because I'm the lower, I'll just go now. And I rolled a 2. I was not beating Gage, which means Mario, Super Mario 3D World has moved on to face Hades in round 2.
Ooh.
Forza Horizon 4 goes up against Kentucky Route Zero in game 13.
I just want to say the wrong game was chosen here. I don't know how Gage feels about this. The wrong game was chosen. It should be Forza Horizon 3, but you know, I'll work with what I've got here, you know.
Metacritic.
I know, but fucking Metacritic ain't everything, you know. I'm gonna go Forza Horizon 4, even though it would be 3. Forza Horizon 4, fantastic racing game. I love the Playground's open world games. They're a ton of fun, and this one was in Britain, I believe. And
Yes.
yeah, it was a very good game, very enjoyable. The open world experiences and running over those brick things that just plowed apart and destructible elements, that was fun too. But yeah, Australia in Forza Horizon 3, that was better. That was good.
Australia, just for the record, Forza Horizon 3 was absolutely the superior game. That's crazy that Metacritic has 4 above 3. But yeah, I'm going to also vote for Forza Horizon 4 just because it's a Horizon game. And like he said, Playground makes incredible racing games. And it's kind of crazy that I think we take it for granted because they figured out the wizardry a long time ago. But having a game that is as massive as open world as Forza Horizon is, but still retaining the fidelity of all the cars and all the pieces, all the interiors is kind of impressive. So Forza Horizon 4, baby, all the way.
I'm an indie guy. I vote Kentucky Route Zero.
I'm also voting for that. Kentucky Route Zero.
Kentucky, wow. You guys are voting for my home state. Let's go.
Let's go. So the dice roll tiebreaker, Daniel with Forza Horizon 4 rolls a 9. Ro, representing Kentucky Route Zero, rolls a 6.
Ooh.
So we're lower. So
Bro, I'm gonna need you to bump up those numbers there, buddy. Your rolls have not been
hitting.
We're lower, Ro, so I'm gonna go again. Kentucky Route Zero gets a 2. We didn't even beat 9.
Yes!
Forza Horizon moves to face Skyrim in round 2.
Oh, rip. Spoiler alert.
Final game of round, the wild card timer goes straight to voting. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate versus Dead Space 2. I pick Ultimate.
I also pick Ultimate.
I picked Dead Space 2.
How dare you?
Gage?
I abstain from voting.
What?
You can't. You gotta
Yay,
pick.
Ultimate wins.
That's not true.
Just vote for Dead Space. Make it a
Dead Space
tiebreaker.
2.
Let's
Dead Space
go.
2.
Another tiebreaker.
Okay. And that goes to tiebreakers. So the first roll goes to Dan, which is representing Dead Space 2.
Come on, Smash.
A 14. Ro, representing
Please,
Smash Bros.
Please get higher than 6.
An 8.
Yay! I'll take it. Oh god.
So because we're lower row, I'm gonna
Yeah.
roll again.
Okay.
8 plus 20 is 28.
Let's go.
So you guys have 14.
28. We're fucked.
14 plus 6 is 20, which means Super Smash Bros. Ultimate moves on to face Arkham Asylum in round 2.
Let's go. Oh Jesus. They're all so scary. The next rounds are all so scary. Some of them are kind of obvious ones, but that one, I don't know.
Let me know when Dan is good to go.
Good to go.
Can you give us what these rounds are looking like?
Yes, I can. We are sitting, and you want me to go over all round 2?
Round 2, yeah, please.
Okay. Round 2, we're sitting at Breath of the Wild, The Witcher 3 versing each other. Then we've got Mass Effect 3 versus Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. We've got Mass Effect 2 versus Celeste. We've got Portal 2 versus Resident Evil 2 Remake. We've got Super Mario Galaxy 2 against Journey. We've got God of War 2018 against Sekiro. We've got Super Mario Odyssey against Halo Reach. We've got BioShock Infinite against Nier Automata. We've got Grand Theft Auto 5 against Uncharted 3. We've got Inside against Persona 4 Golden. We've got The Last of Us against Little Big Planet 2. We've got Red Dead Redemption against Uncharted 4. We've got Red Dead Redemption 2 against Rayman Legends. We've got Hades against Super Mario 3D World. We've got Skyrim against Forza Horizon 4. And we've got Arkham Asylum against Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Let's go.
We have to begin with Game 17, Breath of the Wild versus The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. Let's go.
It's the bracket or the matchup of the wilds.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty clear which one is the better game, and that is Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda. Let's go. That is one of the greatest video games of all time. Like, that game is literally, there's so much like fantastic stuff in that game. The gliding, the shrines, the open world, the just the fact that thing works on the Switch, the beasts, like everything that came together in that game, the cooking, like it's such a simple and stupid thing, but it's great. It's just a really, really good Zelda game, and yeah, it's got to be Breath of the Wild and for me.
Gage?
Without alluding to this in the game at all, or in the previous 2 games, towards the end of The Witcher 3, Ciri is teleported through alternate dimensions. When she gets back, she tells Geralt that she's traveled to faraway lands filled with airships made of metal in the sky, where people have metal implanted in their heads and see floating pictures. And it painted a picture of a small part of a universe that doesn't even exist within this universe of the game, but I was absolutely floored with it, and I was like, wow, this is a game. It's The Witcher 3. Although I'm sure Breath of the Wild's fantastic. I've not played it yet because Nintendo releases their games on shitty hardware. But The Witcher 3. It's The Witcher 3. I've never felt anything like that in a video game than when Ciri came back and was talking to Geralt about the things she'd seen. The player didn't even see. It was fantastic. Incredible. It's The Witcher 3.
Bro, I'd like you to go.
Okay. I've never felt like how I felt when I played the Breath of the Wild when I came out of the shrine for the first time, sit on that hill and saw vast open Hyrule fields to go and explore, and the game just said go explore. That hit just probably as well as the Ciri thing hit. But Breath of the Wild for me, I'm gonna have to go with that one. That's and again, I'm kind of in the same boat as Gage, where I haven't beaten The Witcher 3, so maybe that Ciri thing would hit for me if I got that far. But I don't know. Breath of the Wild is incredible.
These are 2 best games of all time facing
This
off
is tough
against
for
each
you,
other.
Pretty much.
It is very hard for me. And in many ways, I think Breath of the Wild rewired my brain and rewired the games industry. a lot of ways people are still chasing what Breath of the Wild did in ways that I don't think. I think in terms of like what Witcher did, I think we're close there. But a lot of games have reached what Witcher 3 has done. But in terms of design, I think Breath of the Wild is still the one to beat. And yet, I think for the sake of the show, I think I'm going to go Witcher 3.
Wow.
To take it,
Holy
to,
shit.
to take it into the tiebreaker just for fun.
I like it.
And I also think that with Tears of the Kingdom coming out, I think what that team did with the same map, I think made Breath of the Wild made a better game out of the same game. If that's what makes sense. So I think Tears of the Kingdom might be a more interesting discussion in like the 2020s. But yeah, let's go into tiebreaker. Up first for Witcher 3, Dan's role.
Wait.
No, Dan's Breath of the
No.
Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
You're used
Oh,
to,
shit.
You're used to Dan and
Yeah.
I being on the same team.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're right.
Me and
yeah.
Ro are teaming this time.
Okay, so Dan's Breath of the Wild gets a 15.
Hell yeah.
Gage's Witcher 3 Wild Hunt gets a 4.
Come
because I also voted Witcher 3, I will be and we're the lower score. I'll go. We gotta get some big bucks, and we did not roll a 7. So by default,
Yes.
the 15 wins. Breath of the Wild moves on.
Let's go, Ro.
Hell yeah.
And then the wild card timer went off. So the next round, Mass Effect 3 and Metal Gear Solid 5 go straight to voting. Don't think, just vote.
Oh, fuck.
Don't think.
Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3 for me too.
Mass Effect 3.
Oh.
And I vote MGS 5.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
Okay. The wild card the wild card rule says if it's not a tiebreaker, it'll be Team PXN versus Team Underdog. So it's still the 2d20s. PXN gets 2d20s.
Wait,
Mass Effect 3.
What happened? What the fuck?
Because three of
Wild card rules.
voted.
Yes, but it's the wild card game. So if it's not a tiebreaker, the underdog can still upset. Hey, this was at the beginning of the thing.
I know.
But I was
banging
I was
in my head.
and I was trying
If a game wins the vote, it goes against the wild card dice. 2d20s, one for the PXN vote, one for the wild card underdog. Us versus them.
Okay.
So far,
I don't know what that means.
Mass Effect 3 gets a 13.
Okay.
MGS 5 rolls a 20.
Uh-oh.
I'm not scripting this, please.
Oh
Here we
my
go.
God.
Here we go.
I promise.
I don't understand these
I
rules.
promise.
What are these rules?
It's our
It's
vote.
right there.
It's our
I took a
game versus
picture.
the underdog, pretty much.
Yes.
Since Mass Effect 1, it's facing off against someone that lost.
Mass Effect 3's second roll is an 11. I forgot what the first number was. Please remind me. Is it 13?
Yeah.
13 plus 11? 24.
I don't know what these rules are.
A 7. MGS 5 wins.
Look at that.
It's
Isn't
the
that amazing how
wild card.
Imagine that.
It's the wild
It's
card.
the wild card, guys.
For the Kojima game. yeah. Okay, let's just get on with this shit.
I'm rolling here. The next. Hold on. I have to do the next timer.
Jeff Keighley sponsored this segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
When's Kojima coming on the show here to talk for 12 minutes? Is that
All
happening?
right, lads. Hold on. Mass Effect 2 is the next game in the next round. So like, chill.
Okay.
We still got Mass Effect in this race. Who won? Was it Celeste or Overwatch?
It was Celeste.
Plus.
Mass Effect 2 versus Celeste.
That's
kind of more clear.
absolutely
Yeah.
going to be Mass Effect 2. That's the best Mass Effect game of the entire
Yes, it is.
trilogy. And yeah, the characters and the stories that they told with those characters, all of the side missions that I did with those characters were incredible. Like they all had their own missions dedicated to them, and everything you did in those missions mattered in terms of the final result of the story of who survived and who didn't. That game is just far and away above and beyond what storytelling was doing at that time. And yeah, it's Mass Effect 2.
I agree. It also should be Mass Effect 2.
I also agree.
Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Mass Effect 2 moves on.
Oh wait, there's not like some weird fucking bullshit thing that spins up.
Oh,
we
actually,
got something
so
spinning.
let me roll a D30 for Celeste and a D10 for Mass Effect.
I got my screens up. Whatever. Game 19, Portal 2 versus RE2 remake. Yeah,
This is also a tough one.
Why don't you think about that, huh?
This is a tough one for me. Both very good games. Portal 2, I think, is one of the best games of all time, and I think Resident Evil 2 Remake is one of the best remakes of all time. But I think I'm gonna, for sheer fact of Portal 2 having two completely different story modes and telling two very good stories, one for co-op and one for single player, I think I'm going to say Portal 2. I think what Valve did with that game was really cool, and they literally built on the first game on every facet and made that game absolutely incredible. So, Portal 2.
I just picked up Portal 2 and started playing it for the first time not too long ago.
Ooh.
And it immediately grabs you, it immediately hooks you. I have not completed the game, so maybe it gets real bad. I doubt it. So
Gets better even.
For the same, you know what? For the sake of originality, that Resident Evil 2 remake is a fantastic game, and it was built from the ground up. So the devs deserve all the credit in the world. But because the foundation was already laid, and Portal 2 was a unique, first time, incredible experience, I'm gonna go with Portal 2.
It is hard to not think about the best games of the 2010s without mentioning any game from the Orange Box. Or
Right.
the Half-Lives, the Team Fortress, Portal 2 just up there among. So is RE2 remake, but yeah, my vote is also going to Portal 2. What a special game that game is. Portal 2.
Yeah, I agree with everything that everybody said. Portal 2, 1000%. That was such a huge moment as well. It's like not even in gaming, but like just culturally, I feel like everybody knew about Portal 2, even if they didn't play it. They were like fan art videos and stuff like that on it. So yeah, it definitely made a big impact as well. Portal 2 for me.
Portal 2 moves on to round 3. Super Mario Galaxy 2 versus Journey.
Two games that I have not played, unfortunately. I really want to play Galaxy 2 and Galaxy 1 really too, which I own them on, that Switch collection somewhere, if I would just play them. But
I think Galaxy 2 is on that collection.
Is it not? The first one only?
I think it's just the first one.
Okay.
Which is the better Galaxy.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Well, there we go, I guess. And with that being said, I'm going to go with Journey.
Ooh. You should download and play Journey. It takes like 45 minutes.
I know. I haven't.
It might be like an hour and a half, actually, but. Gage thinking or something.
Is it my go?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Journey.
I also pick Journey.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna pick Journey too. I also like Galaxy 1 more, so I would choose Journey. Again, that impact. Everybody saw
that
it.
impact.
People
that
saw
impact.
It. Yeah.
In the next round, we have God of War 2018 going up against Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Sekiro Die Twice.
I mean, we just got to go back to my my comment from the first round and just say that it's a FromSoft game, so Sekiro, I'm sorry, you're automatically eliminated. But no, in all seriousness, God of War 2018, phenomenal game, one of my favorite games on PS4, and that experience, the fact that they were able to completely change what God of War was with that reboot was just amazing. Christopher Judge, absolutely phenomenal casting as Kratos. So yes, I'm going to say God of War 2018.
For all of the exact reasons that he just laid out, it's God of War 2018. The cast was phenomenal. And the tone, oh my god, I was absolutely in love with the tone immediately. Grounded. It's crazy how grounded that game is, and that it's entirely mythological, and that it shouldn't be at all. But and that's a testament to writing. That's fantastic writing. God of War, not even close.
We like to say that The Last of Us is the game that changed the narrative AAA landscape, but I think people are still chasing currently what God of War 2018 has done with the way it reimagined its storytelling. My vote is also God of War 2018.
Me too. God of War 2018 is awesome. Probably one of the best openings to a video game. The way that it just drops you into that first boss fight with, God, I'm fucking forgetting the guy's name, but the stranger, I guess.
Baldur.
Right. Yes, yeah.
Yep.
That fight is. I still think about that from time to time. And there's so many other fights in that have such amazing choreography, and like it's so good, so fun to play, and the story, like you guys said, is amazing. So God of War 2018 for me.
God of War moves on.
Let's go.
In the next round, we have Super Mario Odyssey, Nintendo Switch game, against Halo Reach.
Here we go.
Oh,
This is it. For everyone that says Super Mario Odyssey is one of the best 3D Mario games, get out of here. Get out of here. Halo Reach is one of the best complete packages out there. We talked a little bit about it in round one, but now I have a full minute to discuss this campaign that was incredible. You already knew the end of the story essentially, but yet it was still gripping and loved every bit of it. I don't want to put too many spoilers out there for you guys that need to play it. The multiplayer, incredible. It just had so much variety, map variety, mode variety. They had new modes like Headhunter, which was revolutionary at the time. That was before things like Kill Confirmed and that kind of stuff. Collecting skulls in the mode, absolutely incredible. Forge mode, which literally just blew up Halo 3's Forge mode and turned it into something absolutely incredible. And Forge World, huge open canvas for people to just make whatever they want to make. And theater mode, absolutely amazing. It worked, unlike the current Halo games theater modes. So yes, Halo Reach, absolutely incredible.
It's Halo Reach. It's Halo Reach. It's Halo Reach. Yeah, I'm only gonna touch on the user generated content. The fact that I spent hours upon hours, maybe even close to the 100-hour mark of playing just user generated content in a game that has all these other offerings is incredible. Jump rope, sumo wrestling, all this stuff, just timeless. I love it. Halo Reach is the vote.
Why is
Guys,
Christian
I'm sorry,
laughing?
but the wild card timer.
Oh, fuck me and come on. It's bullshit.
I was ready to vote Halo as well. Actually, my vote, it goes straight to voting first, so my vote actually is Halo.
You fucker. You did this.
Did this. My vote was going to be Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey.
All right. So the wild card dice.
Here we go.
It is PXN's vote of Halo against the wild card dice.
Come on, Mario.
Come on, Halo.
Let's start with Halo's first roll. I can take pictures. This is an 8.
Fuck.
Here we fucking go.
This is it, Gage. This is it. This is the moment right here.
Oh, it's a 12.
Where we turn in
Mario Odyssey getting its roll.
Yeah.
It is a 7.
Okay. All right.
So because Mario is the smaller number, it will roll again. The wild card dice has rolled a 2. So PXN has to get anything more than, what is it? 2?
1 point.
3? Yeah.
Come on.
So here we go. 17 Halo Reach moves on.
Yes!
Mamma mia.
Let's go.
What if it was a 1? I would have to
I would have left.
take a picture.
That would have been me and Gage's evil person moment where we turn into villains.
Right.
Gosh. Halo
No,
Reach
Daniel-
deserves it. But Mario Odyssey is one of the best 3D Mario games in my opinion.
No, I agree. I was doing it for the bit.
Okay.
Setting up the new wild card timer. And remind me, who is Bioshock Infinite going up against?
Nier.
Yeah, Nier Automata.
Well, there goes all the theatrics that Dan was going to say. Yeah, Bioshock Infinite going up against Nier Automata.
Yes. And my answer, of course, because I haven't played Nier Automata, is Bioshock Infinite. And it's not one to be taken lightly either, because I think Ken Levine and Irrational Games had an impossible task to follow up the original Bioshock. Of course, they didn't develop the follow-up Bioshock 2. They went straight to Infinite.
Was that Take-Two?
Yeah, that was 2K Marin.
That's right. Yeah, Take-Two. Sorry, 2K. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Sorry.
So Bioshock Infinite absolutely delivered for me. It had a lot of callbacks to the original game, which I loved, and told a very, very fascinating story that mind melded my brain and fucking just messed me up all over again. So I love that game, Bioshock Infinite.
I've not played either of these games, but I'll be damned if I'm gonna vote for an automaton. So I'm voting for Bioshock.
That's not what that says.
I don't try and sway me away from democracy.
For democracy.
I'm voting for Bioshock Infinite.
Oh my god.
My vote's Nier. So easy. So easily Nier Automata.
I also vote Nier.
I'm still laughing about that.
That was good.
Daniel engages Bioshock first roll. Gets an 8. Rowan Mines Nier first roll. Gets a 20.
Rip. That's a ripperoni right there.
Bioshock Infinite needing to beat it with a 2. It did not beat it. Nier Automata.
Uh-oh. Good job, 2B.
Yeah, that's fine. We won Halo Reach. I'll take it.
GTA 5 against Uncharted 3. I might say this is actually kind of easy.
Yeah, I actually agree. I think it's Grand Theft Auto 5 easily.
Yeah.
That is literally one of the genre-defining games of that generation, and every other generation that it's released on. But no, yeah, that game is incredible, and I don't think people give that game's story enough credit. I think that story was absolutely incredible, and being able to tell 3 people's stories at the same time and have them converge into this like really cool narrative, I think that was amazing. Obviously, the stuff they did with GTA Online was super revolutionary and ahead of its time. I think, that game is just incredible.
Wild card.
Oh,
Let's get to voting. Let's get to voting.
Somebody
Daniel
take
votes
this
GTA.
wild card away from this man.
Gage votes probably GTA.
GTA 5. Yeah, it has to be.
I vote GTA.
Me too.
So GTA. Should I implement a new rule if it's unanimous? Should I just move on?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you imagine?
But wouldn't we have to go back to the ones that we,
I don't think
No,
we're
the
unanimous.
other ones
No,
are
this is the
3v1.
first one that's unanimous. We should do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll do it. Yeah, retroactively, let's do that. Moving forward, GTA moves on.
All right.
Inside versus Persona 4 Golden. Let me tell you, it's clear for me. It's clear for me.
Yeah, this is also clear for me, and it is Inside. Of course, I said it in round 1. I'm not a Persona guy. I'm sorry, Ro. I apologize. But Inside is a fantastic game from the creators of Limbo, which was also a fantastic game. They took their time, made this game, and it was just as crazy and weird and fulfilling as Inside was, or Limbo was. And Inside, yeah, crazy. I still don't understand what the hell happened with that narrative, but it was awesome. It was awesome.
Inside, the vibes and the atmosphere are just dialed up to 1,000. That game is so good. It's so haunting, and it's an experience I won't forget anytime soon. So Inside easily for me.
Absolutely. I also vote Inside. Absolutely beautiful animation, and I think a narrative telling that I like in games. That's different from the normal. Inside is my vote as well.
Persona 4 Golden is one of my favorite games ever, but Inside I will also vote as well. Play Dead is fantastic, and so is Inside.
I think this next round should go straight to voting. The Last of Us versus Little Big Planet 2.
The Last of Us, easily.
The Last of Us.
Endure and Survive.
And I like Little Big Planet, but it is The Last of Us as well for me. Red Dead Redemption 1 versus Uncharted 4. Go.
Red Dead Redemption.
Gage is gonna.
And it's not even a question for me. Like, Red Dead Redemption is one of the best games of all time on my list, and it's crazy for me to say that because it took me 4 times of buying it and playing an hour of it until I finally it clicked for me. But yeah, once it clicked and then I played it, absolutely incredible experience. Love that story.
Yeah, Dan and I have talked about this before when we've gone back and we've tried to review games that have come out a long time ago. Dan and I have a brain that's wired in the same way, and that I'm able to scale how impressive a game is to the time that it was released, and it's very easy for me to do that. And because of that, that is the reason that Red Dead Redemption 1 is still my favorite Rockstar game of all time. Not to say that Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't black magic on a scale that is unseen. That still remains true. But for the time that it was released, so was Red Dead Redemption 1. And the story, I've talked about this before, John Marston is my favorite fictional character of all time. I love him to death. Red Dead Redemption 1, for me, easily.
I'm going to play the game of the bracket since RDR2 is coming up soon and vote for Uncharted 4, even though I love both games. I think maybe RDR might be clear of Uncharted 4, honestly. But I think I'll just play the bracket. I'll just say Uncharted 4.
I'm gonna have to tie it. Choose Uncharted 4 as well. If this is Uncharted, like Christian said with the RDR2 thing, probably wouldn't choose that. But in this case,
then Daniel engages RDR1, their first roll, a 7. Uncharted 4's first roll, a 17.
Oh,
I'm bringing up those numbers like Gage asked me to.
There we go.
God damn it, Rashad, I take it back.
RDR1, second roll is a 1. An 8
Fuck.
does not beat a 17.
God damn it.
Uncharted 4 moves.
all right. Let's hurry up before the bullshit tie thingy, whatever bull crap comes up. All right.
Let's get a move on here.
Yeah.
Okay, RDR2 versus, what was it again?
Rayman Legends. And the answer is clear as day. Red Dead Redemption 2. That's it. Boom.
I agree.
Me too.
We all agree.
Yeah.
Sick. We got out of there without that bullshit showing up.
That was close.
Skyrim going up against, was it Kentucky Route Zero?
Yes, it was, right? Wait, Skyrim? No, we're not on that one, right? We're on...
I'm sorry. Hades versus Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daniel.
No problem.
Come on now. Come on.
I already know what you three are going to pick, so I'm just going to say Super Mario 3D World just to fucking, get some variety here. So Super Mario 3D World, and then I'll let you guys cook on this.
Yeah, everything we said about Grand Theft Auto in terms of being a genre-defining generational like the same thing applies to Hades for roguelites, and it's crazy to me that an indie company was able to do this. God bless them; they deserve all the praise in the world. Hades is the most incredible roguelite.
Wild
I've ever
card.
No.
My vote is Hades. My vote is Hades.
Me too.
No.
And Dan pulled his shit, so now we have to do the wild card thing.
Dan pulled his shit, so now we have to do the wild card dice.
No.
So PXN's first roll for Hades is a 1.
This is going great.
Oh,
this
no.
is such a good thing that's happening to us. That's so good.
Super Mario 3D World's first roll is a 6. All right, here we go.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
There's a chance. PXN, please. I need it to be fucking big. 17.
Okay.
So Hades' total is 18. So Mario has a 6. What does it need?
12 or
An
more.
8, and it did not beat Hades. Hades moves on.
Thank fuck.
Wow,
Holy
that was close.
shit.
I was worried
Animal
for you guys.
fucked us on that one.
I was worried for you guys.
That was a little scary.
Next round is Skyrim versus Kentucky Route Zero, and this one should be clear.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest, guys. I live in Kentucky. I'm gonna vote for Kentucky. No, I'm just kidding. Skyrim. Wait. Forza Horizon 4 won. Why are we saying Kentucky Route Zero?
I'm sorry. So okay, Skyrim versus Forza Horizon 4.
Sorry.
My apologies.
Vote change.
No, you're good. No, my vote does not change. I still say Skyrim. Skyrim is another one of those top tier games of all time. What they did to just expand from Oblivion and all the other Elder Scrolls games, incredible. The giants, insane, and all the abilities and the skill tree. Yeah, I think Bethesda was cooking with this one, so I'm gonna say Skyrim.
Yeah. This is one of those games that for its time, I don't think it's suffered as much as more recent Bethesda games have. I think that they were firing on all cylinders, and the quest. Oh my god, the quests in this game, the world building, all the usual Bethesda goodness is just dialed up to 11, and it's one of the greatest Western RPGs of all time. So it's got to be Skyrim.
I also agree. Genre defining this game. When I'm thinking of the best games of the 2010s, Skyrim against Forza Horizon 4. Even like, come on, it's Skyrim.
You guys remember like what was it like? 2 years later, Far Cry 3 came out, and IGN was like, "It's like Skyrim with guns." Like Skyrim was that game that everybody was just throwing out the comparisons to.
Yep.
For better or for worse, it usually means that that game did something right if everybody's calling the next game that game. So,
Skyrim.
hell yeah.
Final matchup of round 2: Arkham Asylum against Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Come on now.
Honestly, this is a tough call. Like, these are both really good games. I didn't vote for Smash the last time, but that doesn't mean it's not a great game. I think that game's incredible, what they've packed into that game with all the fighters of every other game. However, I think Arkham Asylum was more impactful for its time because we've had so many Smash Brothers games. Not to take, again, I'm not trying to take away from Smash Brothers Ultimate, but Arkham Asylum was literally the game that brought superhero games back to the limelight. Like, that game was fantastic. Metroidvania, really good story with Joker and Batman, and fucking Mark Hamill, absolutely incredible. Kevin Conroy, absolutely just amazing performances. And yeah, it's got to be Arkham Asylum for me.
I'm checking my list to see what I've got here.
You didn't do it.
I'm gonna go Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wow.
Did not expect that.
I'm not a fan of the button mashing games. I couldn't click with Mad Max. I couldn't click with the Batman games. This doesn't do it for me. The combat's not in depth enough personally. So I'm gonna go for the game. Here we go.
Daniel, I'm with you. Revolutionizing combat and 3D Metroidvania. It is definitely Arkham Asylum for me.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I agree. No, I'm with you guys on the Arkham stuff. I think what Dan said about the superhero stuff, it bringing superheroes back into gaming, is absolutely true. I think we're still chasing that, honestly. Spider-Man is kind of the only one since then that has been able to make a superhero game that good. And even the fucking Rook said he can't make a superhero game like they used to make a superhero game. It's the same people. And Suicide Squad wasn't as good as the Arkham. So I think Arkham Asylum should win here, even though Smash Bros. Is incredible. But yeah, out of these two, I think Asylum.
Everyone is here except Batman, because Batman won that round.
Yeah.
Matchups for round 3. Does Gage have to leave?
Gage can push it a little while longer.
Breath of the Wild against MGS5, The Phantom Pain. Let's go.
Breath of the Wild. Sorry, I was staring off into space. Breath of the Wild is absolutely one of the best games of all time and one of my favorite Nintendo games of all time. Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain was a great game, though. I will say that was the first Metal Gear Solid game that I actually enjoyed the gameplay of it. I think it was really, really well done, and I loved like attaching the parachute thing to take back the supplies or whatever resources or people even to your base of operations. That was really cool. Yeah. But Breath of the Wild still, for the previous reasons, I'm gonna go with that.
I'm gonna go with Breath of the Wild purely to spite Christian for the tomfoolery that got Metal Gear Solid this far up into the rounds. So Breath of the Wild.
My vote is also Breath of the Wild.
Me
Wow.
too. Unanimous.
And that puts us at Mass Effect 2 versus Portal 2. But wild card.
It's fucking wild.
Straight to voting.
Oh,
Daniel?
sorry. Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2.
Portal 2.
Portal 2.
Tiebreaker it is. Mass Effect 2 dice roll gets a 7. There we go. Portal 2's dice roll gets a 8. All right. Even matchup, sort of, Here we go. Mass Effect 2, their second roll gets a 6.
Fuck.
So 8 plus 6, that's 14. Portal 2 had a 7. And it got a 2. Mass Effect 2 winning the round.
What a steal.
Oh yeah.
I like the wild card. I don't know about you guys. I think it's funny.
I like it too.
Oh
Just
yeah.
out of nowhere.
Shit.
It's chaotic. It fits the brand. I'll say that much.
Journey versus God of War 2018.
God of War 2018, all the previous reasons. Great story, great casting, great everything, great writing, great gameplay, revision, yeah, all that.
I would like to point out that I voted for Journey every single round. I think the things that Journey did well can only carry it so far. A game like God of War is on another caliber. It's incredible. I think it reached similar emotional beats for me on top, but it's a AAA blockbuster, and that's kind of hard to do well in today's space. So it's gonna be God of War for me as well.
Bro.
God of War. I was just thinking about a scene from when Gators when they jumped off the giant and he was holding Boulder like this, and Atreus is like doing the freaking no
Wild card.
Oh my gosh.
that happened
And-
so fast.
Yeah, it was a minute. And you know what? I'll say God of War as well. We'll make it unanimous. We'll play it safe. All right. Relax, everybody.
I know when you're struggling with what to pick, because you'll make Ro go first. You'll break the order that we go in, and you'll make Ro go first. I'm like, okay, Christian's thinking about this one. This one's got him.
That's true. That is actually what I did. All right. Halo Reach versus Nier Automata.
Here we go.
It ain't even close.
Do we want to just do the dice roll? Do we wanna just go into the-
Halo Reach, it ain't even close.
Okay, the automaton sympathizers over here.
It ain't
Let's roll
even
the dice.
close. Tell me you can make a fucking jump rope mini game or any fucking mini game you could think of under the sun in fucking Nier Automata. I think not.
That's a good point.
You can look up 2B's skirt on a ladder and you get an achievement in Nier Automata.
It's more of a badge of shame, but yeah, you can. Oh god.
I don't have it.
Oh, you're a stronger man than I. I'm
choose
picking.
democracy every time.
I choose 2B's butt every time.
Yeah, I'm choosing Nier Automata, so that goes straight to dice rolls. Halo Reach, first dice roll. A 5.
Yeah.
Fuck. Here we go, Gage. This is it.
Nier's first roll.
Hold me.
Oh, 17.
A 4. Here we go. Halo Reach, second roll. A 4.
Wait a minute. Isn't the lower number supposed to go first?
You're right. I will nix that
Oh.
4.
For Nier Automata. That's
Oh.
8 for Nier Automata.
Interesting.
You know what? Yeah, I'll yes, I will do 8 for Nier Automata, which means Halo 5 needs a 4 or better. It's an 18. Halo Reach moves on.
Let's go. You see what we saved
If
that.
you had to correct that,
Yeah.
you're
We would have
Good
lost.
catch. Good catch. Yeah. Yeah, good catch.
They finished the fight.
Yes.
Nice, dude.
incredible.
GTA 5 going up against Inside. Talk to me, Dan.
Fuck, this is like a juggernaut going up against a fucking little indie dev, but both banger games. It's tough, but I'm gonna say Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, it's just it's a bigger package, complete package, and like, yes, Inside's incredible and for what that tiny team did, but Grand Theft Auto 5 is just another beast.
My vote is also Grand Theft Auto 5 for all the reasons we listed before. Love Inside, shout out to Inside. But I mean, at a certain point, you just gotta wake up and face the day, and it's GTA 5.
GTA 5.
Most voted GTA 5. All right. Personal pick is Inside, but yeah. Okay. And that puts us at The Last of Us versus Uncharted 4. But before we begin, I gotta say, Wild Card has just gone off.
Oh, fuck.
Straight to voting. Daniel.
Yep, it's gonna be Last of Us.
It's gonna be The Last of Us.
It's gonna be The Last of Us.
It's gonna be The Last of Us.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna
Unanimous.
be May.
Unanimous. Avoided the wild card dice. Setting up the new dice now for wild card. The timer, I should say. RDR2 versus Hades. Go, Daniel.
Red Dead Redemption 2, absolutely incredible for all the reasons before. Arthur Morgan is an absolutely incredible protagonist. Like Gage likes John Marston. I love Arthur, and he is PXN's best video game protagonist, if you remember. So,
I second everything Dan just said, and I vote for Hades.
wow,
Whoa.
Gage.
There's Hades is a special game,
The betrayal.
and as much as Red Dead Redemption 2 is a just fucking tour de force on all levels, on every facet, there's something about Hades game design that has made me put at least another 140 hours past beating the game into it, and not many games can do that, and Hades did that for me. It's Hades.
Respected.
Well, I was going to have you go first, but I think in hearing Gage discuss, I realize I'm going with what my heart is telling me. My heart is telling me RDR2.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
And I love it. I love Hades, but RDR2,
Holy shit!
I think is up there as an all-timer. It's an absolute all-timer.
Well, to be clear, both of these games are fucking all time.
Sure. And I'm
Right,
with you
but-
there, but yeah. For me, personally, one beats the other. I think it's RDR2.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I'm gonna have to go with RDR2 as well. I think about there's a couple of scenes in RDR2 that I think about sometimes, and Gage knows one of them, with like sitting down with the sister. But just like just exploring that world is so cool. Just coming across a house. There's so many like side stories that I think about because they're just so fun. It's like the kid in the cellar, and yeah, there's so many cool
Dude,
stuff.
Arthur's last ride. I was weeping like a child.
Yes, exactly.
I was weeping. I was literally
so good.
ugly cry face, like crying. Yeah.
I'm afraid. Don't do this.
Final game for this round: Skyrim versus Arkham Asylum.
This is probably tougher for normal people, but I'm gonna say Arkham Asylum. I think for all the reasons we talked about before, I think that game was revolutionary. I think Skyrim was a fantastic game, and it had the zeitgeist and all of that, and people copying it. But Arkham Asylum, I think that was a banger of a video game.
I choose Skyrim.
Arkham Asylum is such a special game for me, dude. I love it so much, dude. It's I think it's my favorite of the Arkham games. It really did put me on to like more, well, like what 3D Metroidvania games could be, revolutionize combat. But in terms of the best games of the 2010s, it's hard to deny what Skyrim has done, especially for quests and exploring an open world and living in that world. I think my vote is Skyrim.
I would agree as well for Skyrim. Even though I also love Batman Arkham.
Batman is dead. Skyrim goes
Not
on.
again.
Round 4 before I think these are the quarterfinals, then semis, then finals. So we're almost done. Round 4, Breath of the Wild versus Mass Effect 2.
This is a really tough one for me. Both games I really love, but I'm going to say Mass Effect 2 just because of how much that franchise means to me. The 3 games, it tells your own story. I love that entire arc. And I still say that the character missions in Mass Effect 2 are among the best that I've ever played in side missions of any game.
Gage
I
is
also
getting ready.
vote for Mass Effect 2.
I have Breath of the Wild.
I also
It's a personal pick.
Breath of the Wild.
D20 time, baby. Mass Effect going up first, rolling a 9. Breath of the Wild going second, rolling an 11, which means Mass Effect has a second roll. Here we go. Has a lower number. Mass Effect with a 12, which means it has a total of 21. Well, Breath of the Wild beat 21 points. It has. It rolled a 20. 11 plus 20 beats a 21.
Damn.
Breath of the Wild moves on to the semifinals.
And that is my last round that I'm participating in. God of War is my vote, and Red Dead Redemption is my vote.
Okay, I'll remember this.
I will be.
Wait,
listening
what's
to the
your
rest of the
final
podcast.
votes after that? God of War,
I don't
Red
know.
Dead
What are the-
Redemption.
What are the other options?
Breath of the Wild versus God of War. God of War, I'm assuming.
God of War. Yeah.
And then Red Dead Redemption versus GTA, I'm assuming, or Last of Us, one of those.
It'll be Red Dead 1 versus GTA 5 versus
No,
The
Red
Last of
Dead
Us?
2. Red Dead 2, if it goes on. Or Skyrim.
The priority would be Red Dead 2, and then it would be The Last of Us.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Gage.
GG's, gentlemen.
God of War 2018 versus Halo Reach. As Dan fixes whatever, hopefully that'll put us in the right spot.
It puts me in 2 spots, apparently, but whatever.
Daniel, please. Enlighten us.
Yes. I'm going to say... Fuck. I mean, I already know what the answer is going to be for the rest of you because Gage already gave his answer. I've got to say Halo Reach because of how much impact that game had on me and growing up. And I graduated high school that year, right? No, that was my last year of high school. So yeah, Halo Reach.
What did Gage vote? God of War?
God of War, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we have enough third-person action adventure story games in the rest of the bracket that I'm going to vote Halo Reach for the sake of diversity.
I love it.
Wow.
I'm not going to choose God of War.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Puts us at the D20. Halo Reach rolling a 2.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
God of War's rolls a 9. Here we go. Halo needs a big roll.
Come on,
to beat
20.
That.
We need 20.
Got a 6.
Fuck, we lost.
God of War moves on. Hey, I tried, all right?
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, Grand Theft Auto 5 versus The Last of Us.
Grand Theft Auto 5 versus The Last of Us. This is two titans up against each other. This is a really tough one for me. Frick. I'm going to say, strictly for it being a brand new franchise and telling a new story that we've never seen before, something so original, I will say The Last of Us. Fuck.
Wild card timer. I'm also picking The Last of Us.
Me too.
Did Gage say...
Avoided.
I forget what Gage
What
said.
was Gage's vote?
Did he say GTA or Last? I think he would say Last of Us, wouldn't he?
I think he would say Last of Us, but I don't remember what.
Shit.
Roll the tape.
I think his tier was RDR, Last of Us, and GTA, was it not?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Last of Us was on. Final round is RDR 2 versus Skyrim of the quarterfinals.
RDR 2 versus Skyrim is pretty much the biggest no-brainer I could say for this entire round 4. And I'm going to say Red Dead Redemption 2. Absolutely, that game is far superior story-wise to Skyrim, in my opinion. And yeah, that game just was absolutely incredible. Incredible narrative, incredible characters, incredible writing, everything. It was so good.
I have nothing more to add. I know Gage's pick is RDR2. My pick is also RDR2.
Me too.
Easy, which means the semifinals begins now with Breath of the Wild versus God of War 2018.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one, and I know I said Mass Effect 2 on the previous round, but I kind of questioned that after I said it. And the reason is because Breath of the Wild was one of my favorite video games of all time when it came out. Obviously, Christian, you made a great point when Tears of the Kingdom came out. It kind of gives you a different perspective on Breath of the Wild, but frick. Yeah, I'm going to say Breath of the Wild. Because of the same reason of what you just said, Christian, Ragnarok gives me a different feeling of God of War 2018 because Ragnarok is my favorite game of the two. And I love them both, don't get me wrong, but just felt like Ragnarok was an even better game than that one was. And I know we probably shouldn't factor that in, but whatever.
Sure.
So Breath of the Wild.
My vote is also Breath of the Wild. I love God of War 2018, but I think Breath of the Wild is truly a special game with like that was like minimalistic Zelda, minimalistic gameplay design, and it works so beautifully. Breath of the Wild for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think Breath of the Wild is fantastic. So is God of War, but more fantastic.
And quite possibly think the hardest round for me is The Last of Us versus RDR2.
Yeah, this is very hard. I'm going to say... So I'm going to say because The Last of Us, in my opinion, has the better moment-to-moment gameplay than Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that Red Dead Redemption 2 struggles a little bit, and obviously these are both phenomenal games in terms of its pacing for me. I think there's times where I was like, this is feeling slow. I don't mean like the story pacing, but like literally like your character moves purposely slow and everything's slower. And I know it's all purposeful. However, it does sometimes leave me wanting more gameplay wise. So I will say The Last of Us.
And we know Gage's pick was RDR2. My vote is also going to The Last of Us. I think the way that like for 2013 like standards, like that narrative truly touched me in a way I at my age didn't think games could really do. for better or worse, now where the industry has led post Last of Us, I still think for its time, the best games of the 2010s, I think The Last of Us truly set the bar for what gaming could and should be. RDR2 in the same way, but I think I have to go with a personal pick here. So it's Last of Us for me.
Yep. I also choose The Last of Us. The story is something very special, in my opinion. There was like a good streak of years that I would play it like at least once a year just to that, and I think I don't think I would cry every single certain moments. So that's a truly special game to me as well. The Last of Us, my choice.
Which means the final is between Breath of the Wild, the number 1 seed, going up against the number 7 seed, The Last of Us. 2017 versus 2013.
I just want to say, before I reveal my pick here, just want to say I just realized that the scene I'm using is from our Fantasy Critic Draft. So at the bottom it says 2024 Fantasy Critic Draft the whole time. I just realized that.
Yeah, who cares?
Oh,
Who
well.
cares?
Yeah. So, but yes, I think, again, another very difficult one. In Breath of the Wild, like I talked about sequels versus non-sequels, Breath of the Wild is very much not a sequel to any other Zelda game. It's very different than all the other Zelda games. It kind of redefined the open world Zelda game. So I think that kind of gets thrown out the window at this point. So now I just have to compare the two. Narratively, I think The Last of Us does more for me. Gameplay wise, I feel like maybe Breath of the Wild has the edge a bit there. Fuck, I don't know. Does someone else have a more definitive answer? Because I might have to think a bit.
Ro, would you like to speak?
I'm having as much trouble as Dan, honestly, but in the end, I think I would choose The Last of Us for me personally. I think Breath of the Wild is a fantastic game, and again, like you for saying, I think we're still feeling the effects of how revolutionary the gameplay was and the open worldness of it was. But I think the same could be said about The Last of Us with its narrative and how cinematic that felt at the time. And I think we wouldn't have had certain games on this list either. I don't think without it, like narratively, trying to chase that sort of style. So I think The Last of Us for me, my choice.
Of course, no game is perfect, but in my eyes, both of these games are masterpieces.
Mm.
But when I really sit to think about it, I think Breath of the Wild, for me personally, is a flawed masterpiece, where I think there was still some stuff left to be desired in the open world exploration, where I would get to a lot of places that looked cool, and there would be a lot of emptiness there, in places that I didn't expect. And again, in Tears of the Kingdom, that's like the feeling of discovery and wonder and like curiosity is greatly rewarded, and that's I think feedback from Breath of the Wild. But I don't think the divine beasts were as special as what Tears of the Kingdom did, with like more dungeon inspired, and of course any dungeon in previous Zelda games, I think are more engaging to me than the divine beasts. And I think narrative and storytelling, I think, is one that Breath of the Wild really struggles with. Yeah, I think in all categories, I think The Last of Us, I think for me is a pick that I would pick as like just one that ekes out Breath of the Wild just a bit more. Because I think it's more refined, more of a well-rounded masterpiece than Breath of the Wild is, and that's a personal opinion.
And I think after you guys talked and I had thought about it some more, I think I agree with you guys that The Last of Us would be my pick as well. I think, what Breath of the Wild did for open world was great, but yes. Anyways, fuck it. Fuck
It's back
it.
for the last round.
Well, it was
I know
unanimous though, right?
That's true.
It was unanimous. It was unanimous.
Oh yeah.
The Last of Us taking home the best video game of the 2010s. Insane.
There it is.
Long episode today. but we did it.
Did it?
Thank you again to everyone joining us live on YouTube and Twitch, as well as podcast services everywhere, including Apple Pods, Google Pods, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you, Roshan. Thank you, me. Gage, have fun at work. Thank you, Daniel. This has been Podcast PXN. We are out of here.
Much love and keep on gaming.
See ya.
Tilu wins.